Morning, Sig.
Morning.
I decided to stream a little bit while we were
Yeah,
waiting for our overlord. Did you enjoy marbles yesterday?
game's rigged, man.
Hey, you won. You won one.
Yeah, one died the rest.
You could have been worse. You could have been worried.
Yeah, well, don't wish
Or
that
what was
luck
it?
upon anyone else.
Or what was it? Gerudo. We played the first round. Gerudo came in last every single race. He didn't score any points.
Yeah, I mean, he was close to the ones that I was playing.
So, just for the members that were in that long, this is our first PT. Move your stops up so that you guarantee a profit. Just talking through the trade that I called out.
Yeah.
So, are you in a trade right now?
No. I just logged in. But we're
Gotcha.
at NQ yesterday value high, so until this becomes supportive, this 91 to 904 looks like resistance. It's our overnight highs as well. So,
Yep.
yep.
I had that marked as our PT. So,
Yeah, 47 to 49 on ES.
trying to be the SIG and put some paths on my screen. But yeah, I moved my stops up to half profit just below 1880, which was our first PT. Second PT was 1894, 1894 area. But I'm gonna mute myself, and if you want to take over SIG, otherwise, if you want dual commentary, I'm cool with that too this morning.
Yeah, I don't care.
All right, there is previous day value area high on NQ. That is also our kind of in line with our globe, just above Globex high too as well. So double resistance area.
Has the news guys said anything today?
Yeah, there's just not a ton of news today though.
Okay.
But yes, he's been talking.
Quiet. Okay. Ugh. Weird chain. I was leaving on the day. The flex.
Just got stopped out of my long, so hopefully you guys caught some of that and enjoyed a profitable morning so far. That was our PT and it acted as resistance. I can't wait till they get TFC indicators on Top Step X. That's going to be the final stone in the infinity gauntlet that we need.
Yeah, actually.
Like, there's some pretty good, like, built-in indicators that you can kind of make it work, and then if you have, like, two screens, you can go side by side, but, man, I just like having it on the same screen. But overall, I've been pretty happy with Top Step X. I've gotten pretty good at manual trading on Ninja too.
They can figure out their Dom, we'll be in a good position. On Top Step X, trading the Dom is not it.
No. No, it's not, is it?
See if Russell finds a bounce here. POC and our PVCs at low, as well as our 30-second opening range high. We want this 39.90 to hold. Solid bounce off of 23.90 on Russell. Testing view up now. Pushing into our PVC high on ES 49.50. From this look above on view up, I'd like to see supportive. That would be your ideal situation. $50 seconds until new 15s. Yeah, we'll have to see. It's value high here. Need to see acceptance back over like 912, 915. Want any more?
So we're looking now to the Fear and Greed Index, 45 out of 100, which indicates neutral, while the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 67 out of 100, which indicates agreed. We're keeping an eye on the VIX in early trade today as well. It's currently near flat at spot 2% up at 15.05.
Now as we push down into 85s on NQ, I want to see this like VWAP area hold 80, 85. Like to see buyers step in there. Not a ton in between our value high and our ETH low POC area. Oh, bid happening here. Pretty key unless we're going to rotate back down. I don't think I've ever heard it not serve. Even on like days where we drop down 50%, still greed.
In 10 minutes time at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, we get the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index. Forecast -11 spot 3, on the prior -14 spot 4.
You're retesting the highs as RTY comes back down. Well, bit longer here than just major resistance for overnight. You're looking for like 73.50 to 62.25 on it to be supportive.
In 5 minutes' time at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, we get the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index. Forecast -11 spot 3 on the prior -14 spot 4.
Morning, Nick. Jesus. Watching the Russell as we approach value high here, off the hold of POC. Get 15s in a minute. There's not really much to say. Just kind of waiting to see what happens at the highs here. 49.50 needs to
1
become
minute
supportive, and we need to see a push over 51.50 on ES. We're at resistance. So can we build here or not? Is Russell going to rotate back down to value? And it built. POC is now shifted up to where we are now. Just notice
10
that we've
seconds
been
remaining.
holding 0 to 500 tick, and we're oscillating that. Right now, tick is not moving as prices are going up. Like, we're just at the highs at 500. So, looking for either a potential bottom as we approach 0 tick,
Still waiting.
or a push over 500s and a shift of our trend to break
Minus
us out of this
14
rotation.
spot 5, minus 14 spot 5. That's lower than the forecast. Minus 11 spot 3.
Kind of your best bet right now. You're confused what I mean by that. See that the market since this morning has been rotating. This is 0 to 500 in our tick oscillator. So waiting for this pullback as we approach 0. If the kind of market rotation, or breadth rotation, I guess is a better way to put it, is going to continue, it's probably your best bet. Understanding that we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of our rotation right now, as price has been going up. Good. So, need to see either a strong lift with the supportive tick, push over kind of our value high on the day, letting us know that we want to go for that 55. Or this is going to exhaust, kind of what I'm seeing. Like either we're going to see a shift off this negative, off of this 500, and we'll look for a breakout that will push us up into like 1000s here, or this is going to exhaust on the
BNP
attempt at the
Paribas
highs,
expects the US
and we
Federal
wait for the
Reserve to
pullback down to
start
0.
cutting interest rates in December versus the prior forecast of July.
NQ at our PVC 1250. Bit worried about an exhaustive kind of move up from buyers if we don't get the break. For NQ again, like 912 15 area is for us to recover and make supportive. Testing our 1250 again on NQ. 915 is our 30-second opening range low for NQ. We're looking for that to become supportive, or this will maintain as our resistance here. We can make 15 supportive, then a push to our 30-second opening range mid at 925, and our ORH at 935 makes the most sense. Sell side being at this edge, it's what we're expecting so far though. Need to see a pretty strong lift and then rebid over 15 if we want more.
Oil futures extend losses. US crude prices fall by $1 a barrel to a session low of $82.66.
Watching 49.50 on ES. See if we can hold PVZ on this test from the other side as we approach zero tick off the failure at 500s. That will be your first profit target if you are short. As we push down into our zero tick, good relief area. For NQ, bounced off POC, you want to be watching for offers at 908 to 912 now for a lower high, or a push below our POC at 95. Right, we need to see a lift and a new high be able to build off of 12s or upside from the hold of POC. If we now offer value high, right, as resistance from inside, what we're looking at now. This is now resistance. Look for our offer here. We look for a breach below our value. Need to make this supportive and show a new high here off this C bounce. Ideally, we're going to see more upside, or this just looks like a pretty easy resistance point. Looking for that offer now at POC, NQ. Watching our 46s on ES, 46, 48 is where you're looking for the offer. Or a move down to our value low if it's going to do it. We want to see ETH high basically hold as resistance. Right now, just holding our day open. It's 46.25 on ES is our 30-second opening range low. Yeah, or just voice chat, you know? Let's say a full rotation of value on ES. Oh, it's just waiting to see if NQ needs the full move. From our 0 tick hold, another rotation, right? Back up to 500s here. So if buy side can't make our day open supportive here, you're going to get exhaustive buyers because we've done the full rotation in our tick structure, right? So need to see like a strong bid back over our ETH high here, and that to become supportive, a higher low on tick, or this will just be the top of another rotation. Another push down into our 0 tick off of failure at 500s, another rotation. They really want to see this 46 hold an ES. It's going to be able to maintain this low. 215's just opened. Testing R46s again on ES.
It was beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing.
At 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from ECB's Muller, who speaks at Estonian Business School Investment Club event in Tallinn. At 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from ECB's Muller, who speaks at Estonian Business School Investment Club event in Tallinn. Shortly expecting comments from ECB's Muller.
PVZs just opened. Still just battling with this 46 level on ES. PVZ low at 43.50 on this 24.90 RTY high. Or sorry, on Russell 24.90. Watch as we
US
push into
natural gas
2490
futures
here.
extend gains. Prices reach $2
the
per
Russell.
million British thermal units for the first time since early March.
Buyer at 62 holds, or we push back down to value low here on NQ. Leg. Same thing on ES. We watch the reoffer of 43.50. You don't want this 73 to become resistance on NQ. That would mean buyers are all offsides. If 73.50 holds as resistance and then we push below 62, makes it more than likely that like find any low in the day. You want to see zero tick bounce with a higher low on tick. Ideally this value low holding at 43. I love Mondays, man.
Fed bids for 3-month bills total $7.8 billion, and Fed bids for 6-month bills total $2.1 billion. Italy energy minister says the G7 energy ministers are still discussing potential restrictions on Russian LNG imports. At 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the US sells $70 billion in 3-month bills, prior high yield 5.255%, and prior bid cover of 2.78. And the US sells $70 billion in 6-month bills, prior high yield 5.16%, and a prior bid cover of 2.8. At 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the US sells $70 billion in 3-month bills, prior high yield 5.255%, and a prior bid cover of 2.78. And the US sells $70 billion in 6-month bills, prior high yield 5.16%, and a prior bid cover of 2.8.
Hey, Cass. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say right now. Market's actually sideways. No trades.
US natural gas futures extend gains, prices rise to the highest since February 2024. Shortly expecting the results of the 3 and 6-month bill auctions. So according to Israeli N12, Hamas says either an agreement on a complete ceasefire or no agreement. Three-month high yield 5.25%, 5.25%. Bid cover ratio 2.67, 2.67. The US sells $78 billion in 3-month bills and awards 42.75% of bids at high. And 6-month bill bid cover ratio 2.98, 2.98. High yield 5.165%, 5.165%. The US sells $78 billion in 6-month bills and awards 43.23% of bids at high.
Thank you. Finally down to our target here. ETH low with Russell into our 30-second opening range. What happens down here on NQ is pretty important. We're testing our overnight low right now. Yes has one more leg down until its overnight low at 134.50. So if buy side doesn't show their hand here at 50s on NQ and pushes back over 62s, gonna get a bit rough. You're looking for a move down to 830. 50 doesn't hold. Watching for the Russell as well to be able to hold this 30-second opening range high, or we look for the rotation back down to 21s. So our first real test into our negative 500 after rotating from 0 to 500 for most of the morning. Saw that shift where we started creating lower highs into our value high. And then we started to see tick start to show a shift where 0 became resistance. So the thing that we're watching for now really is just, has this trend shifted from a hold of 0 to 500, right, to now a hold of negative 500 to 0 for a continuation down and a shift in our overall market. There's usually like two pathings on tick when we see something like this. This is either a full rotation now, and we look for another continuation right? Negative 500 to 500, or we'll start to show a much more bearish trend where 0 will become resistance, and we will start to just kind of trade in between this 0 and negative 500 and continue our trend down. So again, pretty important area to see if buy side is present and willing to buy the open. Open becomes resistance, right? And more than likely going to keep going down. So pretty important. You can see like what we were holding while we were chopping there is just yesterday's value high. So off of this push down, we have room down to 33, 35. So potentially one more leg down if we do see that 0 rejection on tick. Down into this, or we might need to see that reoffer into our 40-42 area at first before we get that leg. So again, kind of just watching tick to let us know which way we're going to go now that we've broken back into yesterday's value. Usually off of a failure to hold here, you can see what happened last time. We attempted to push back in, we created a higher low, we then were able to bid here, and then that gave us a push up off of yesterday's value. But we have now broken down with today's POC holding as resistance, looked inside, showed yesterday's value as resistance, and are now pushing down through the range. So like if we don't see a bounce here, we have room down in our value low from yesterday, or from Friday's session. So really just keeping an eye on our reaction as we retest these value areas.
There's no one else I'd rather share this with. Nobody knows my imperfections quite as perfectly. You guessed it, it is you that I'm thinking of when we're apart. You're my searchlight when I'm in the dark. It is true. I'd give it all.
So testing our 0 now off of the bounce of negative 500. Seeing if buy side is willing to defend value from period 1 at 37s. Again, if 37s don't hold, we look for our reaction at 34s, Friday's PFT, and the push down back to 27 on Friday. If euros can become supportive, we'll look for the reoffer at 41s. Market is incredibly slow, so just relying on yesterday's value and our tick structure to
US
kind of let us
natural
know
gas
where we're
futures
headed.
extend gains.
Everything's just coming
Prices
back
rise
down
by
to,
over 6.2%.
Our first 30-minute balance on the day. Again, do buyers hold from the first 30 minutes and the positioning that took place there, or does that become resistance? And if it does, then we look for continuation down until we
Tesla
see a
shares
breach,
extend gain to 16%.
a breach of our first period PVZ value lows. I'm not really looking for a ton more. You want to see those become resistance first. And when I refer to first period PVZ, I'm talking about these lines here from our first period. This is our value low. Same thing on RTY here. And this is just a value area for our first 30 minutes of the session. But we need to see a breach below that and that become resistance for anything more, or you've just done your full rotation. So again, watch our 41 on ES and see if sellers are willing to slap this thing down from where these buyers were. Remember that 41 is Friday's value high. So buy side desperately wants to make this supportive again. We don't want to see an offer. We attempted twice to hold it as support. We broke back in, and then this is now sell side looking to show that we are now willing to reverse through Friday's value if this holds as resistance. So key area to see if sellers are still in control, or if buy side is going to be able to come back up to VWAP. Same thing for NQ off of our target from 51s. Now trading back up to POC. So you've done a full reversion trade. You need to see NQ make this supportive, right? Show that shift in our AVWAP. And then look above and show buyers willing to transact up here. Or this is just going to stay resistance. This is your seller reoffer. You want to make our POC on the day supportive for anything more. Zero test on tick from the other side, seeing if buyers are willing to flag us out here, or if again this will be our hard top. NQ into POC, Russell into POC. Yes, battling with these previous buy side buyers, seeing if we can now hold this as support and build for push back up, or if this will reoffer and come down. sell side wants to push this down. It's important that we see this rejection of 41s, I think. Just like we have drawn out off of the failure here, you want the offer to hold value low now as resistance. Yeah. If not, right, you have the potential to trap some sellers at this most recent low. And then nothing's really changed. Your test tick.
So just keeping an eye on the markets here. S&P 500 currently up 0.2%, a dollar down 0.35%.
a full rotation on NQ, back up to our 95s from our value low at 51s. Until we can breach over 95 to 900 on NQ. That's really it. We want to see 80s continue to bid, ideally a lift and hold of 90 at some point, but 80 is the most important level for us to hold here on NQ off of the rejection of 95s. I want to see Russell build at our POC as well at this 2580 for a push up. This market is not fun. Not fun. Remember that on ES, this 45-46 area has been our main look. Needs to become supportive if you want anything more, or expect that to be top of range, just as this is the top of range for NQ. There is a 0% chance that I stay for the whole session today after this morning.
Seeing reports that von der Leyen, Macron, and Xi Jinping are to meet in Paris on May 6th.
So hopefully you guys have a better afternoon with Mario. Mondays have been so bad. Yeah, no, so I would have not even started up the stream if I didn't have. Relying heavily on the Russell here to continue momentum or push back up the value high. Again, ES and NQ at resistance, so really need to see Russell continue this on and NQ be able to reach and hold over this 95, 900. Same thing for the look into 46s on ES. This is our 30-second opening range low. Our previous high, our day open, right? A lot of resistance here, as well as our overnight high at that 48. So, yep. Russell needs to keep pushing. These rotations should be taking like 15 minutes max, and instead they're taking 30 minutes to 45, which just makes them like not even feel good to be in. Like this isn't a lot of points. Terrible. Terrible. NQ's got to be able to get over this 900 and make it supportive. Need to see a bit of excitement for buy side. This is our stacked POC on footprint. Over this, we trade back up to 915. But remember, that's our hard resistance there as well. Was from earlier when we were looking. 915, our rejection point, our 30-second opening low. That we talked about for this whole move down. Here for another 9 minutes. The rest of the day. Stupid. I hope you guys have a better afternoon, but my brain can't take this kind of action. This is Russell into value high, and our resistance. Need to see 29s become supportive, really. If we want anything else. ES and NQ just battling with our resistance right now, trying to make them supportive. This 46 is attempting to stay bid. Same with our 900 on NQ. Really relying on the Russell to not just rotate back down to POC here at 2580. Again, we've done the full value rotation from value low back up to value high, and we have major resistance above us. NQ and ES are attempting to recover our previous areas of support from the open, but market is really slow, and what would take, I don't know, 30 seconds to spot in a faster market is taking 30 minutes to spot in this market. So it is not all that actionable. I can say that we do want to see 28s hold as supportive, ideally. On the Russell. Again, like everything's just at value high. Pick also at our 500. We've done the full rotation from negative 500 back up to 500 with a 0 hold. So what happens now? Do we reject again and come back down? It seems like if you are going to be here for the majority of the session, just waiting for these extremes to negative 500 and 500 on the day are most likely going to be your best trades. Looking for edges, so you're just watching for these tests into known pivots and look for reversion. Zero test. Tick. Is Russell into target here? PVZ high. We need to see this become supportive. This is our period 1 value high and our current period value high. Is NQ into R15 resistance we were talking about. Until we see these become supportive, again, there's not a ton here. We need to see the seller not want to transact at this level. The slowest 10-point rotation in my life. Yeah, same Nick. What sucks is like it doesn't even feel good. It's the worst part. Catch the rotation and still feel like it was a waste of time. Russell needs to keep leading here, guys. Q still needs to get over 15s. Yes, value high for PVZ is at 51.75. If 50s can become 49s can become supportive here, you look for that push into 51.75 and then look for 55s. Very reliant here on Russell continuing to push and NQ being able to bid outside of value. which it is what it's testing right now at this 905. Nice job, Nick. Another push into our 500 tick off of a hold of 0. Just like our shift earlier in the day. I just really want to point this out. This is what our market looked like in this uptrend. We just held 0 to 500. We started to see this divergence. I don't really want to call it divergence. We saw a shift in the trend when we double topped here on ES up the highs, and we saw 0 becoming less of a hold spot in these lower highs on every up thrust in breadth, right? So every attempt on a look up, we saw a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high as we attempted the whole 0. And then we saw that full rotation off of the rejection of 0 back down to negative 500. So if you want continuation here into the afternoon, and for just this move in general, we want to see the ability to hold 0 and bid up into this 500, and we do not want to start to see this shift where we see a double top in price, then lower highs in tick with a failure at our 0. That will result in another rotation down. We want breadth to remain in an uptrend and continue to kind of hold this bullish narrative with us kind of oscillating the 0 to 500. As soon as we start to see any sort of divergence there or shift in this trend, you have to be presuming that it's going to be pulling back off of a failure at the highs. Russell, of course, leading this push up off of a hold of our period 1 value in our 30-second opening range. I don't think you're in a bearish market until you see the Russell below 21s. And then you can look for the gap fill back down to ETH low for the afternoon session. I think that this is most likely going to be where rotations occur at this 30-second opening range at 21 to 23.8. What you're looking for the afternoon is the ability to now hold our value high pivot where the seller was, and we want to see a continuation here. We do not want to see a retrace of value. Again, I don't think that you are in a bearish like regime on the day until you see a breach of 21s on RTY. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, we're just right back up to where we opened. So NQ, same thing. You want to see our 30-second opening range high at 35s become supportive, and this sell side POC shift that happened up in the morning at 9:40. Need to see buy side do something like this. Or it's going to reject there. Sell side still present, right? Yeah. I don't know. You guys have a good afternoon. I am done. Today was really lame. I'm in at 38s and I still feel like shit. So it's like, what's the point? Tomorrow will be better. Mondays suck. Welcome to Mondays. Hopefully your afternoon is much better than this. I might go live tomorrow for free. We'll see. Today kind of sucked, so I don't really count this as our session, to be honest. So just check in tomorrow at 9, and at 9:30 Eastern, market open. I'll be live tomorrow for free as well. Usually it's just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was so boring. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern. Peace.